With Moses Moody set to hit restricted free agency in 2025, is there a chance that Golden State just doesn't have him in the rotation again this season? Could Golden State trade Moses Moody to try to bulk up another part of their roster in hopes of a playoff run? We're going to discuss all of that surrounding Moses Moody on today's show. But before we do, guys, the season is less than a month away. Get hyped for Warriors basketball. If you want Warriors basketball to return right now, like today's video. Let's see if we can get 500 likes on today's show. If we can, that means that Dub Nation is screaming for Warriors basketball to return. What's going on, Dub Nation? You're watching Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Tyler Smith, and on today's show, we're discussing this. Is Moses Moody the odd man out of the Golden State Warriors rotation once again for 2024-2025? It's a very interesting topic because Moses Moody, in my opinion, is one of the most intriguing players on Golden State's roster. Has a ton of potential, but hasn't really been given the opportunity to showcase it through 3 years in his career so far. He's in the last year of his rookie deal. What's the happening? So here is what Anthony Slater has on this situation with Moses Moody, right? So with the contract deadline coming up for himself and Jonathan Kuminga, who we've talked about at length in his contract situation and what Golden State's going to do with Jonathan Kuminga long term. Well, here is Moses Moody's side of it. According to Anthony Slater of The Athletic, quote, there hasn't been significant progress towards a deal in either case. Basically saying Warriors and Moses Moody have not talked about a contract extension at all, really, this summer. Actually, what they've done more so than talk about a contract extension is dangle Moses Moody in various trade scenarios for a guy like Lauri Markkanen. Remember, Moses Moody was the headline of that trade package that Golden State was apparently sending off to Utah way back when, and he would have likely been included in the Paul George deal had that materialized as well. And it's interesting because Moses Moody is a cheap player right now. He's still on that rookie contract, like I said. He's making $5.8 million a year. He's one of the cheapest players on your roster and could be one of the best values on your roster if you just give the man a chance. But we haven't seen that up to this point. The deadline to extend for Moses Moody is just the same as Jonathan Kuminga's. It's October 21st. That would be the day before the official start of the 2024-25 NBA season. But it just doesn't look like, to me, or to any Warriors fan, that a contract extension is coming anytime soon. And honestly, this is unfortunate, man, because you're really just straining a relationship that just hasn't progressed and has not positively impacted Moses Moody and hasn't positively impacted the Golden State Warriors. Has this guy been given a consistent shot? It just doesn't seem like it, in my opinion. He had the best season of his career last year in the biggest opportunity, but still, that was only 17 and a half minutes per game, and he did the most that he could with it. Shot pretty solid average from three-point range. I mean, this is a 3-and-D guy that's a dime a dozen in today's NBA. You're not getting a super cost-efficient, young 3-and-D wing that can positively impact winning for like pennies, basically, in today's NBA. So I think it's unfortunate. And to be honest with you, I think it could be Moses Moody's last season in Golden State. I think there's an opportunity for a team to throw $10+ million annually at Moses Moody next season. And I'm not sure if Golden State will be willing to match that, as they haven't been willing to play him at all in their rotation with the current contract that he's at. So with that said, I want to hear from you guys. Will the Warriors extend Moses Moody? I know. The deadline to extend is less than a month away. It's basically 3 weeks away at this point. So that's all the time that Moses Moody and the Warriors have to come to a contract resolution. Let me know what you guys think. Predict it for me down in the comments by typing Y for yes, typing N for no. This is the pinned comment on today's video, by the way. So YouTube might throw you an ad break right here. Go down, answer this question, and we'll be back with the next part of today's show. So, when you're talking about Moses Moody and how he could project to fit into this Golden State roster, it is very complicated, right? Golden State has a ton of talented guards on the roster right now. You know Steph Curry's going to be getting 32+, 35+ minutes a game this season. And it's crazy because no Warriors player even had 35 minutes a game last year. Steph led the team at 32.8. So Steve Kerr was kind of scrambling to find the correct rotations, the correct spots to be throwing guys into the lineup. Sometimes he was playing 11 guys out there, and guys just weren't getting consistent minutes. Moses Moody was a big sacrifice of that. Brandon Podziemski, they have a ton of chips shoved in the middle of the table for Brandon Podziemski to be taking a big leap this season. He's primed to have big responsibility, basically taking over Klay's shot diet of 8 to 10 three-pointers a game. DeAnthony Melton, you sign him this offseason to presumably play a big role. 1 year, $12 million deal on the mid-level exception. Many people thought that was less than what DeAnthony Melton would have commanded had he been healthy for the past season or two. Buddy Hield, you bring him in for more sharpshooting off the bench. And is he going to be getting DNPs consistently this season? I highly doubt it. Then you fall to the fourth guard on the roster, and that's Moses Moody. And you still have Gary Payton on the back end, who you're going to want to play in many defensive situations. So is Moses Moody going to find a spot consistently among the Golden State guards? I find it hard to believe. Then you move over to the wings. And is he going to find a consistent playing time here? He's only 6'6", so how often is he going to be playing at the 3, at the small ball 4? I'd say not much at all. Jonathan Kuminga. Like I said with Brandon Pajemski, you're pushing a ton to the center of the table to try to get Jonathan Kuminga to make that big-time leap to the all-star level that we all think he can play at. Andrew Wiggins, you pay him $26 million a year. Is Moses Moody going to be playing more minutes than Andrew Wiggins on a consistent basis? I doubt it. Kyle Anderson, you just signed for a 3-year, $27 million deal, so you're paying him as well. Are you not going to play him? No, of course you are. So he's going to be playing minutes on the wing and in the front court as well. And then the fourth guy, again, Moses Moody. Where is he going to fit in this lineup? Where is he going to be able to showcase his talent? It's unbelievable to me. And in my opinion, Moses Moody deserves to be out there on the floor for Golden State. He provides a lot that not many players in this Golden State team can offer. He's a good, solid shot creator. We talk about it time and time again. Is there a guy on this Warriors team that can go out there and create their own shot besides Steph Curry? And there aren't many names to rattle off. Moses Moody is one of those guys. And he just hasn't been given the opportunity in his career so far. And it's a damn shame because he was a lottery pick. He was taken within the same draft as Jonathan Kuminga for them to kind of usher in the next era of Warriors basketball. But they just haven't. I mean, the guy averages 14 minutes a game on his career. Last year, in his most successful outing, he averaged 17.5 minutes per game. So how do you expect this guy to play up into a big contract and to play a pivotal role in you ushering in a new era of basketball if you're just not going to play the guy? He's been solid enough. I don't understand why Golden State doesn't take more chances on playing a young player, a winning impact player like Moses Moody. And to wrap this all up, I say it time and time again. Like I said, you can't find many players in this Golden State roster that can put the ball on the deck, get in their bag, and shake up a defender and go get their own shot. Moses Moody is one of those guys. You see him when he has the snatchback moves. You see his competent ball handling in one-on-one face-up situations. He can go get buckets at the mid-range, and in the three-point range. Like, the guy can get to the cup. He can defend in transition. He is a quintessential winning 3-and-D player that is succeeding, that are thriving in today's NBA. Why don't you play the guy more? With that said, I need you guys to get in the comments section. Show some love to our guy, Moses Moody. I see it all the time. You guys are clamoring for this guy to play. Let me hear it down in the comments section. We hope he gets some burn this season. Type 4 down in the comments section so we can show our love to Moses Moody. And maybe he'll see this video and see that there's a ton of love for him getting in this rotation. Next, like I said at the top of today's show, if you're not going to play Moses Moody, you might as well trade him. There's things that this Golden State Warriors roster lacks, and Moses Moody could be a pivotal trade piece in order to acquire some of the skill sets that we don't have in Golden State. So we're going to talk about that in the back half of today's show. But before we do, I got to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, and that is Factor. Factor Meals. Head over to factormeals.com/chatsports50 and use code chatsports50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code chatsports50, CHATSPORTS 50 at factormeals.com/chatsports50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. Make today the day you kickstart a new healthy routine. What are you guys waiting for? With 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week, you'll always find new flavors to explore. I mean, look at that sun-dried tomato chicken. It looks gas. Crush your wellness goals this month with dietitian-approved meals and ingredients that you can trust. Make your day delicious from breakfast to dessert. Start fueled with easy, nutritious options. Treat yourself to restaurant-quality meals that feature premium ingredients like filet mignon, shrimp, and blackened salmon. Keep kitchen time to a minimum also. Factor meals are ready in 2 minutes. No shopping, prepping, cooking, or cleaning up. Just throw it in the microwave, baby. Enjoy effortless support for your lifestyle. Choose from 6 menu preferences to help you manage calories, maintain protein intake, avoid meat, or simply eat well balanced. Head over to factormeals.com/chatsports50 and use code chatsports50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code CHATSPORTS50 at factormeals.com/chatsports50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. Factor Meals. Good. Next, should the Warriors trade Moses Moody? And listen, off the rip, I'm going to say no. Like, I don't want the Warriors to lose a promising young talent like Moses Moody, but if they're not going to play him, then you might as well go out there and get something for him because this Warriors roster has holes. Greg Swartz of Bleacher Report suggested he's urging that Golden State move on from Moody if you're not going to play the guy and you have guys waiting in the wings ahead of him already on this pecking order. Here's what Greg Swartz had to say. Moody isn't going to be with the Warriors for long. With Brandon Podziemski set to take on a bigger role and the franchise adding Buddy Hield and DeAnthony Melton, it would be a surprise to see an extension with Moody worked out. It's unfortunate, man. I said it before, I say it again. Moses Moody can go out there and get buckets. He has a bag, he's a capable defender, and he plays with high energy. Why would you want to give something like that up? I'm not in an NBA front office. Maybe they know more than I do. Maybe Moses Moody is not the most fun behind the scenes, and he's not great off the court. I highly doubt any of that. But here we are. Moses Moody likely not going to get a contract extension, and this likely be his last season in Golden State. So what could they get for Moses Moody? Listen, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm not saying Moses Moody is worth Walker Kessler. But man, would it be fun, man. Walker Kessler at age 23 is one of the best rim protectors in this league. And what does Golden State lack? Size and rim protection. From my opinion, if Moses Moody and 2 firsts could be your potential package that you were sending out way back when for Lauri Markkanen, it could definitely get done for Walker Kessler, right? The Jazz, there have been reports that Walker Kessler isn't in their future plans, which is mind-boggling to me because he's, like I said, one of the best young rim protectors in this league, one of the best rim protectors at all in this league, and the man is on a rookie contract. I think this could be kind of a blessing in disguise for both sides here, as the Jazz needed a 3-and-D wing for their depth, and Golden State badly needs size in the front court. Could be a match made in heaven. Moody plus 2 firsts for Walker Kessler? I'd be a fan, personally. Another name that I've thought about is Jonas Valanciunas. Now, with Golden State lacking certain scoring punches in many areas on the roster, this is a big man in the front court that can go out there and get you buckets. And he can also go out there and space the floor, which Golden State would love to do with their 5-man. Yeah, Jonas Valanciunas fits that bill. He can extend out, hit that top of the key, pick and pop 3-ball, has a good back to the basket game. I know Golden State doesn't really go, much post play, but that's a skill set that Jonas Valanciunas has that many people on this Warriors roster don't really have. So just another element to be able to attack teams in different ways. I like Valanciunas. He goes out there and cleans the glass. Another lacking skill on this Warriors roster is capable rebounding, and we know that Jonas Valanciunas can go out there and grab some boards. Same thing with Walker Kessler too. I think both of these guys would be very, very solid additions to this Warriors team and could be the difference in winning a playoff game or two if the Warriors end up making it that far. So let me hear from you guys. I want to know, would either of these 2 trade targets intrigue you? Let me know down in the comments. Would you trade Moses Moody for either one of these guys? Let me know. But if you would pick one to trade for here, Moses Moody sending out in a deal for one of these 2 guys. Remember, Jonas Valanciunas would have to be a midseason deal as he did sign this summer with Washington. I've also heard reports of Washington looking to move on from him very early on in his Wizards tenure. So let me know down in the comments. Are you trading for Walker Kessler? Type W. If you're trading for Jonas Valanciunas, give me a J down below. Now listen, either way, with all these trade speculations and contract nonsense, the Warriors could just play the guy. The Warriors could just let him play into a big-time contract. Let him be a positive impact on this roster. Let him contribute to winning. It could be so easy. Just play the man. He could play a pivotal role. And honestly, if you really ask me in a vacuum, who is better at this point, Andrew Wiggins or Moses Moody? I might just roll the dice with Moody, especially when you look at what the 2 are paid. And even on Moses Moody's next contract, with the opportunity that he's not been given so far, he's probably not going to command big-time money on his next deal. I would be prioritizing Moses Moody over Andrew Wiggins in this scenario. Because, honestly, this is a guy who's going to get paid handsomely in free agency by somebody else next season. I think it'll be something in the realm of 4 years, $55 million. Now, is that crazy? Am I an idiot? Maybe. But, man, I believe in Moses Moody. I believe in his skill set, and I believe in the impact that he can make in this era of basketball. It just doesn't look like the Warriors seem to believe the same thing that I do. So my overall realistic outcome with Moses Moody, his contract, a trade, I don't think it's going to be any of that. I actually just think that Golden State is probably going to let him walk in free agency like they've basically done with a lot of their assets over the last couple of years. Look at the Jordan Poole trade. You trade for Chris Paul, Chris Paul walks. So you get nothing for Jordan Poole. And then, you get nothing this offseason. I just think that the Warriors' inactive nature is going to rear its ugly head when it's time for Moses Moody to make a free agency decision. If he gets paid that big time money and they want to bring him back, that would be mind-boggling to me, because why didn't you give him the opportunity to begin with? Let me know down in the comment section before we get out of here. I know it's two quick questions that are fairly close together here, but I want to hear from you guys. This is why we do Chat Sports, to engage with the audience. So let me know, what contract offer would you give Moses Moody, whether it be now or whether it be next summer in free agency? What number are you giving Moses Moody on that check to hopefully have him remain in Golden State? Let me know down in the comments. And that'll do it for today's edition of Golden State Warriors Today. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, because we're bringing you content like nobody else here, covering your Golden State Warriors on YouTube. YouTube.com/WarriorsTV. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Let's go Dubs.